everyone, this is Julie, and welcome to SOFHAB on Netflix, another review. And we're covering the Netflix cooking series, Iron Chef, Quest for an Iron Legend. And joining me today is none other than Rascal Entertainment.
Hello.
Hi, thanks for joining me again. Now this series is a Netflix exclusive in which talented chefs, or brilliant chefs from around the world, compete with 7 Iron Chefs in order to obtain the title of Iron Legend.
Yes.
But before we start,
be sure to like, subscribe, and include the notification bell to get this on SOFHAB Reviews Netflix.
Absolutely. So we're here today to tell you why you should watch this show. Now, if you are living in the U.S. and Japan, you're probably very familiar with Iron Chef battles. This show was on Food Network for decades originally. And I actually learned about Iron Chef from my mom. And she would call and ask me to watch it with her, and I never heard of it, never seen it, and it became a regular thing. Once a week, we would call each other on the phone and watch it over the phone together.
Yes.
So that's how I learned about so many of the brilliant chefs that were on the Food Network and some shows and things I never would have paid attention to. So in this version for Netflix, this has Alton Brown return as the co-host, along with Kristen, get her name right, Kristen Kish, and Mark Dacascos, who returns to say, "I like cuisine!"
Yes.
before every battle.
Right. And for this one, they
As
have
the chairman, I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
And for the judges, they usually have two same ones. They have Andrew Zimmern, who we know from the Bizarre Food Show.
Yes.
And who's the other woman?
Well, it's always someone different.
Well, there's a woman, there's Andrew Zimmern, and then the third one is always different. Usually it's a guest star, a celebrity chef.
Her name is Nilo Multiman.
Thank you. And then the third person is different every time. It could be a TV star, movie star, chef, celebrity, relative, whichever.
They even had Lonnie Love, which was a surprise.
Yeah.
And she said she's starting to try to, cook and be a chef.
Yes.
So that was unexpected, totally.
Yes. And each episode, there's a certain theme of food they're doing to battle the Iron Chefs with. And each time it's different. Like the one they had bell peppers. They had different types of milk from various animals. They had sturgeon. They had...
so battle milk.
Yes.
Is the milk.
Yes.
The sturgeon was battle live sturgeon.
Yes.
The peppers was...
Battle peppers?
battle chili peppers.
Yes.
Yes. And battle medieval. Battle tailgate, which was really a fun one. Battle street food. Battle chocolate.
Yes.
And the last final one was Battle for Iron Legend, where the person who came up winning from the other 7 battled all the
chefs, right?
Yeah, all the Iron Legend chefs. I think there were 6 or 7. 6.
Okay. Yeah, I think there are about 6 of them. So that will make it increasingly difficult to step up the game because each one will make one dish, while the challenger had to make 6 dishes on their own. So they had to see which one would be different.
I'm sorry, 5. There were 5 of them.
Okay.
And yeah, you're right. That person had to make 5 dishes while they only made 1 each.
Right.
And they also had a sous chef or 2 there to help them.
Right.
When she had people, the one who competed had 2 people she was familiar with.
Right.
But it still wasn't the same. They had to make 5 dishes.
Right. And then if you beat the 5 Iron Chefs, you would win a golden, look like a golden butcher knife, and you would get the title of Iron Legend. Now, so
it's called Golden Knife.
Right.
So quickly, the 5 Iron Chefs who they had to compete against for each episode was one of these 5: Curtis Stone, Dominique Crenn, Marcus Samuelson, Ming Tsai, and Gabriella Kamara.
Yes.
And I'm familiar with Curtis Stone, Marcus Samuelson, and Ming Tsai. I was not familiar with Dominique Crenn, but we learned that she's really huge.
France, right?
Not just France, but she's a worldwide international legend in cuisine.
Okay, yes. And each episode, I had to say, is really engaging. You really like seeing their methods of how they create these dishes. They do, of course, go back and forth between them cooking and then the interviews after they're finished on their process. But They make it really interesting, really fun. They kind of have banter between each other, or the judges, or Alton Brown. And Alton Brown often sometimes will spout some facts for you during the cooking, like where some food originated, a tip on how to cook certain meats or fishes, where the origin of the animals they're cooking were from, and how they became a staple cuisine for different countries. And it always varies every time, so you get a little bit of education as you watch it.
And he had a show where he was known for that called Good Eats.
Yes.
And my mom watched that as well, and that's how I learned about him. And it was really fun. And so he translated that to this show as well. Now, two of the guest judges that I was really excited about that appeared were Wolfgang Puck, who I absolutely adore, and Masaharu Morimoto, who has now a longer ponytail and speaks English, and it was fantastic seeing him and having them both appear. So those were, I have to say, my favorite episodes because of the two of them appearing as the guest judges. Now, as we mentioned earlier, the chef who scored the highest out of the 7 previous battles was the one who did the final battle for Battle of Iron Legend. And each chef that competed had to bring to the table what made them stand out, their personal styles, their cuisine specialties, and a lot of them brought their culture into what they were making. So this was really different from a Battle for Iron Legend that has aired in previous decades. It's also a little different from Next Iron Chef, which really was a little different.
Yeah, it was. And this franchise now going to Netflix has 2 spin-offs, I think. They have one for Mexico and one for, it was either Japan or France. And the main series itself right now only has 1 season. I think they're trying to see if people want to continue the search for an Iron Legend, because we don't want to spoil anything for the end of the season. So we have to wait and see if Netflix will greenlight this so they can continue this journey.
Not sure, because although we really liked it, it says that online that I read that it wasn't really well received by a lot of people. East says that it lacked the weirdness of the original Iron Chef and was too polished. That's funny.
Too polished,
calling it soulless and not worthy of the Iron Chef name. Now, we're going to tell you that's the most negative review we've seen, but we loved it. And if you love just watching competition, food being prepared, different cuisines, seeing different people compete, seeing chefs that are in the upper echelon worldwide compete and be themselves, and seeing people who've come from all walks of life and have raised the bar themselves enough to compete on the show and try to get the cap or the golden knife for the next Iron Chef, then this is worth watching. Ignore the negative talk and give it a try. And even if you don't watch the whole thing, maybe just watch the episodes that interest you and then watch the final battle, which is episode number 8. So if you've seen Iron Chef Quest for the Next Iron Legend, let us know what you think in the comments below. It's available exclusively on Netflix. And if you haven't seen it, again, it's there. Give it a watch, come back and let me know what your favorite episodes were, and if you hope there's a season 2 like we do.
And be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click the notification bell to continue getting updates on SOFHAB reviews and videos, mashups, and other fantastic content.
And if you haven't already, be sure to visit Rascal Entertainment's personal channel. It is awesome, amazing. You will find a variety of mashups, reviews for movies, books, series that she does on her own, and just a plethora of content that you're sure to find many things that you love. So thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your support. And if you want me to take a look at your channel, leave the name in the comments below or leave the link. I'll take a look, and if I'm not already subscribed, I'll be happy to give you my support as well. So thank you for watching. I'm Julie.
And I'm Rascal.
Have a food-tastic day, since this is Iron Chef.
Later.